Can you give him a big gap? Right, just to cause confusion, I'm now home, safe, finished with the weekend, so I'm going to start at the end. No, I just wanted to add in, before we get into the full footage for the weekend, that I went into this with no experience, no sprint experience, but also I've never done a track day before, I've never done karting, I've never even done a little seaside karting. Obviously I learnt a lot today, but I was thrown in at the deep end. If I could go back and do this again, I'd squeeze in some sort of track day beforehand. I like to think I got on alright actually. Obviously it really was just a big learning curve though, and I've had 2 hours to reflect on that, and I feel like I'd do that different, and I'd definitely advise somebody else to do that a bit different. To just go straight up to that start line with zero experience is terrifying, to be fair. But didn't die obviously, so yeah, we can watch the footage now. Right, welcome to Blyton Park and welcome to the Taster Weekend. And also, how good is it to not be sat in front of that computer finally? It is an absolutely stunning day at the minute, so much so that I've had to borrow my 3-year-old son's sunglasses because I forgot my own, so thank you, Jacob. This weekend, it is obviously the Taster Day, so there is, I think it's 3 or 4 competitive runs, which I've got a feeling I'm going to learn more this weekend than any other weekend, but it's not just about that for me. It's about learning about the signing on, the scrutineering, all that kind of thing, getting a full package of how a weekend will play out, because obviously I've never done anything like this before, and it'll be nice just to fill a few gaps. I'm the kind of person that when I'm going to a restaurant, I will Google the menu before I get there and then pretend I've never seen it before. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm actually down on the Saturday because there is what's it called now? Track day. My head went blank then. There is a track day on, a Javelin track day, so I figured seeing as fuel's so expensive at the minute, I might as well come down the day before, have a bit of a look around, make it worth the fuel, and I get to test all of my tents and stuff like that and everything as well, because I'd hate to find out on round 1 in 2 weeks that there's a major issue with my camping setup and I'm not going to get any sleep. So the plan for today is to take a look around, see what's going on, see what's on track, see what I can see. There is obviously a track day tomorrow morning, but the only people in that, as far as I'm aware, are the people that are in the championship, or at least in the Taster Day. So I'm not on track in the morning. I cheaped out, I only paid £72 and I'm only in for the Taster Day in the afternoon. But I will get a good look at other people who are in the championship, see what they're running, see how they look, everything like that. But for now, I'm going to enjoy the sunshine, I'm going to enjoy some cars, and I'm just going to relax, to be honest, because I feel like the nerves are setting a little bit. Alright, that's the end of day 1. I'm all set up, got my little pink tent, which annoyingly my bed doesn't fit in, even though this is the second tent I've bought and I've measured, and I was sure my bed was going to fit in it, so guess who's sleeping just on a little fluffy mattress thing on the floor? That'd be me. It is what it is. Do you know what? These are things I wanted to learn this weekend rather than learn on round 1 where I'm doing lots more laps and everything. It's absolutely stunning round here. I took some photos, so obviously I'll pop them up on the screen and show you what it looks like and everything, because I don't think this camera would do it much justice. I'm going to get a relatively early night tonight, to be fair. There's a couple of people camping, but not too many people or anything. I'm going to have a nosy round, see what sort of cars there are, but then I'm just going to get a nice early night, get some rest, and see what happens in the morning. That guy definitely just laughed at me for filming, but we'll ignore that. Right, I've survived the night. It was freezing. I'm not going to describe it any worse than that because I know my children are going to be watching this video, but just chuck a few extra words in there that you can imagine. It was very cold. Although to be fair, once you got out of the wind, it wasn't as bad as being outside. I went for a nice run this morning up and down the access road, so I feel a little bit healthier. I mean, I've already eaten loads of crap, so balance. I don't really have to do too much this morning. Obviously, the first half of the day today, because it's the Taster Day, the first half is the track day, which I haven't booked onto. But all the cars that are here now, which I'm slightly intimidated by, I'm not going to lie, all the cars that are here now are part of the championship. So it's one of those, they'll be on the cars that I'll see on track this morning are the cars that I'll be competing against. So although I'm not on track, I will of course be very sensible and have a look at what I'm up against. So that'll be quite nice to see. But yeah, until 10 o'clock I don't really have to do too much. I've got to go through like scrutineering, signing on, stuff like that and everything today. So I'm going to get them out of the way as soon as I can with each of them, to be fair, just because I want to experience the process and just see what I've got to do with each of them. Obviously, it's my time on track in the afternoon, and I'm definitely looking forward to it now. I'm just going to take it nice and easy. It is supposed to chuck it down this afternoon. Now, it's looking nice, to be fair. It's not looking too bad at the minute, but it is supposed to rain this afternoon. But as I've said to a few people already, if I'm going to learn to drive in the rain, and if I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to spin out or anything like that, Blyton's actually not a bad place to do it because there's not much to hit. This is where I cut to a part of my car on its roof or something later on this afternoon. Hopefully I really don't have anything to cut to there. But yeah, it's one of them. If you're going to mess up anywhere, Blyton's actually quite forgiving. So if the weather is bad, I probably will push the limits a little bit and just see what happens and learn what the car can and can't do and everything, because like I said, I'd rather learn it here. But at the minute, I'm still in spectator mode, looking around, seeing what I can see, and there's some very, very nice cars here. Right, I've just had my practice lap. I went fast-ish for me. I didn't push it. I don't actually know the circuit properly, so it was genuinely a exciting lap. But it was an exciting lap as well. I actually really enjoyed that, and I want to go back out now. Although the problem is, it was dry for that one, and now it started raining, so anything I've learned on that one can just go straight out the window. But yeah, I'm speechless. I've just got to do some competitive runs now. Obviously the timing board comes out for the next one, so I can start learning from previous runs and things like that and everything. Obviously weather dependent as well, but I'm shaking, literally. I mean, that was another practice run and I really just want to get back out now. That was brilliant. I have no idea if the camera can hear me, but this is my first competitive run. I've had a practice run, but now I'm going to actually go for a competitive run. Now I say that, but I'm not going to absolutely go for it because I'm still learning and I don't want to be an absolute idiot. So this is just, we're just going to see what happens. There are a lot of nice cars around me, but that is like standard today. just done my first ever competitive timed run, and it was scrappy, loads of mistakes, braking too early, wrong gear on all the corners and everything. But do you know what? I'm not dead, so I'm going to put that as a win. I'm just going to slowly build on that each time now. I'm learning each corner, learning what gear I need, learning how late to brake. None of it is going to come overnight, I don't think, but obviously this is where round 1 is as well, so I'm really just going to take it easy this time and hopefully chip away at my time. It was 1 minute 34, which puts me pretty much near the bottom so far, but that's to be expected. And I've got a few more timed runs after this, but the weather is just getting worse with each one, so I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll keep plodding on. Competitive run number 2. I'm not going to aim to be faster on this, I'm going to aim to be neater. It felt a bit scrappy last time, so I'm just going to be a bit more careful into the corners, take the proper line. few bits I messed up on, and it was still, I think, one of my better times. Right, I just want to make 2 quick points while I've been putting that footage together. One, it felt faster than it looked. Probably wasn't that fast, but it felt it to me. And 2, I've obviously learnt loads purely by watching that footage back, and I am so keen to get cracking on round 1 now. I can't promise I'll be up there with the big boys, but there's stuff I've learnt and I want to work on it, so hopefully stick around and it should get better and better. That's the plan anyway.